Welcome everyone, and the final team of the IPL season, and the most successful team of the IPL season,
Uh,
the
uh, uh, uh,
Chennai.
uh, 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 Joint most successful.
No, nah. I'll tell you why
Yes,
I'm calling them the most successful, because they have made it to the playoffs or the finals almost 10 times, bro.
doesn't doesn't matter. The number of
I agree.
trophies won qualifies as success, and
I
I'll still hold my ground saying that Mumbai is the most successful because we didn't get banned for 2 years for fixing games.
ठीक है,
Yeah.
ठीक है,
Yeah.
ठीक है. Still, most consistent team Chennai Super Kings. No one can take that off them. And कुछ भी बोलो, कितना भी बोलो, this team somehow manages to reach the playoffs and also reach the finals. पता नहीं इनको इतना प्यार है फाइनल से कि पहुंच जाते हैं. Am I right, Dalvin? बाकी
Yeah.
तो तू बोल ही सकता है about the ban and all the stuff. तू बोल दे यार, आज दिल की बात निकाल
even
दे, कोई
even
बात नहीं.
no one can take away the fact that they were banned for 2 years also. just like no one can take the just like no one can take the fact that they're the most consistent team. No one can take away the fact that they were banned for 2 years because they were fixing games. So you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Uh, uh, true. Totally agree to it. Okay, you know, I was just going through an interview today. MS Dhoni's interview. Many teams approached him for that 1 million. You know, what do we say? Price that you be the
Yep.
marquee player of our team.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
he declined and said there were three teams who did not have any marquee player, and I wanted to test the waters. That how much would I fetch? And Chennai became that team, and he was, drafted to Chennai for 1.5 million. So at that point
Yeah.
of time, being one of the most expensive buys as a marquee player in the first IPL auction. So, Delvin, it was a year just after him being as a
Winning the
captain and winning
T20,
the World
yeah,
Cup.
winning the T20 World Cup there. And I think if I don't, I might be wrong, but wasn't he the captain also when we beat Australia in that CB series?
Yes, he
He was,
was.
he was, he was right.
Yes,
Yeah. So those two back-to-back major series, you could say, one major tournament and one major series. I
yeah,
think that brought his stock to an all-time high.
yes,
So it was not a surprise to see almost all teams get into the fray for him as far as marquee players or icon players at that time when they were called were concerned.
yes, yes.
So I'm not surprised. He would have been only the second player to play an entire career with only one team, if not for that ban. But
Right,
it is what it is. You can't do much about it. But
right.
yeah, so Chennai is Dhoni. Dhoni is Chennai basically at this point.
And nothing can separate these two. Nothing. No
Uh,
one in this world.
I mean, no one can, yes, but retirement can. So
Again, that retirement lap that he's gonna take at every ground this season. Are you expecting
yeah,
that?
he's going to take it, and then again he's going to say, "I'm playing next year."
Uh,
I'm not surprised. I won't be surprised.
Man, this is cheating. This is cheating because every team takes a little bit. I would say they go
Takes a
easy
little
on
easy.
Chennai. Yeah, because it's his last year. Let's give him a good send off. And then this guy comes up and says, "Oh, I still have some years left in me."
all, all teams must be talking at this time. ये रिटायरमेंट टूर लेते लेते जाएगा तब तक ये हमारा गेम बजाते जाएगा.
Man. Okay, what was your best Dhoni moment for Chennai in all
In
these
the
years?
IPL, uh,
Yes.
I think it's very difficult to pick one, but I think there was this moment. I think whether it was 2010 or 2011, I'm not sure. It was the last game of the league stages, and I think Chennai. It was Chennai versus Punjab in Dharamshala, and Chennai had to win that game to qualify for the semis. It was the semis then. It wasn't the playoffs. The playoff system hadn't been brought yet, so I think Dhoni single-handedly won them that game from a losing position. I think for me that moment was, and you could, that was the time where you seen Dhoni emote himself. Like there was this guttural roar of pure adrenaline after winning the match, and then the second one is obviously where he walks onto the field to argue about a no ball call. That was not expected by anyone. Where
No, no, no.
he just casually walks in and is like, भाई ये no ball नहीं है, मैंने बोला ना नहीं है नहीं है. but
Even the
umpires.
umpire, भाई
Uh,
धोनी रिव्यू सिस्टम ने जो बोला वो सही है, जो
yeah,
धोनी
but
ने बोला
they eventually stuck with the no ball call.
राइट
But yeah,
राइट नहीं, अंदर ही अंदर है एम्पावरमेंट भाई, धोनी रिव्यू सिस्टम है, गलत नहीं हो सकता, हमसे गलती
yeah,
हुई, माफ कर दो.
that was yeah. So that's my two Dhoni moments. I mean, there are a lot to pick from, obviously, but then these two stick out from the
Oh,
rest.
okay, another question to you. You know, what is the reason that Chennai has been the most consistent team in the IPL?
They don't they look for immediate success, as in you do not see a lot of young players come out of that side, and until the past 2 or 3 years, I think the time that they started bringing out new players was when they finished second last in the 2020 season, if I'm not wrong.
Right, right,
Yeah, from there on they started bringing out new players, but most of the time, and if you see that the years that they won the IPL, they've always brought in experience over youth, and that is the reason why they won the IPLs.
Mhm.
The obviously case in point being those last two IPLs where Chennai obviously were the oldest team in the competition, so much so that
Yes,
people were calling them the dad army, the vaccine army, so on and so forth.
yeah, the
But they
pension plan, the
yes,
pension plan.
but they have two IPL titles to show for, so it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Al- also the way they buy the players, you know, they know what they want.
Yeah,
They know what
yeah,
the price they have to set.
exactly.
You know that Daryl Mitchell's, the Devin Convoy steal that happened in the IPL. I
Yeah,
mean, it was so out of blue. No one was expecting them. They just came out.
yeah.
They came in. They took the player and Punjab and Delhi. भाई ये क्या हो गया हमारे साथ?
Mhm.
ये कब आए और ये
Yeah,
कब लेकर चले गए? So you know this is also this strategy because they literally have the player in their mind and they get him somehow. They get him somehow. So
yeah,
this is
that's right.
I guess this is also the reason they are miles apart the other teams.
Their succession plan is different in the sense that they do not replace one veteran with another youngster. They replace one veteran with another veteran
With
who's
another
played the
veteran.
same role,
Right,
basically.
right,
So
right,
that is why their transition from Faf to Conway up the order was so smooth. Where Faf left, one opener gone overseas, they brought in Conway, another opener overseas. So there's your transition on point. So
right,
that's how they work things, and it obviously helps when you have such a calculating mind in MS who's running behind the
right.
scenes, even though he's not in the auctions. He might be cultivating strawberries somewhere, but he exactly knows what team he needs and what players he
And
wants for that particular position.
right. And also, they got in Darren Conway this way. They also bought in Darren Mitchell in the same way. So both the Australians were bought in the same way, and
Australians, New Zealanders.
Sorry, New Zealanders,
Yeah,
and I am so surprised that they have
Rachin,
got Rachin
Rachin
Ravindra for
Ravindra.
so cheap. And I guess you also remember we both were like shocked. Just 1.8 crores for that guy in the
But I think
auction.
there is method. I think there is a reason why he went for that low, because so far he's only shown what he's capable of in the ODI and Test circuit. We've not seen a lot of evidence that he can do it in T20s.
Right,
I seen a little bit of the Australian New Zealand T20 series. He was able to accelerate, but still that's too small of a sample size to actually come to a logical conclusion whether will he be
right,
able to replicate that form in the T20 arena especially. So I think
right,
while we were surprised, and I still think 1.8 is still way too low of a price, uh, anywhere close to 2.5 or 3 would have been the ideal price for Achin in this situation.
right, right. The kind of player he is, and he had the kind of
Yeah,
season he have had.
correct. Yeah,
Okay,
let's have a
let's
look at this. Let's have a look at the squad, man. I mean, see, on paper the squad looks good, but
very good
I have a lot of concerns. I'll tell you why.
bowling,
Uh,
bowling.
bo- their entire bowling attack is cold in the
Yes,
sense none of them have played any sort of cricket for the past
right,
6 months, 8 months. In
right,
Mukesh Chaudhary and Simranjit's case, they have not played cricket since 2022. That's
right,
1.5 years. Deepak
right,
Char is just coming.
right,
Deepak Char himself is coming out of injury. So that's
right.
your three domestic bowlers that
Gone.
cold. Then you have Patirana who's injured.
Right,
you cannot exactly rely on Tikshna because most of the time he's also been unfit for vast. He's been unfit. He's jumping in and out of fitness at this point.
And
Then
Tushar Deshpande.
he had a good season. Actually, Tushar Deshpande is the only player who comes out of this with credit because A, he's taken a lot of wickets for Mumbai, and B, he's managed to score runs in Ranji as well. This dude
which
has
is
he
which is
this dude
quite
scored a
shocking.
hundred. He scored a
Yes,
hundred in the
in the
recent run.
semi-final.
Yeah.
In the semi-final,
No, it was the quarters. It was the quarters.
I guess it was the semis.
It was the quarters. He and Tanush Kotian both scored 100 each. It was the quarters. They
Oh yeah,
had
yeah.
yeah they
Quarters.
had some 250 260 plus run partnership. This dude scored 100, so he has runs and wickets so to show for it.
Also,
And then
don't forget Lord, because that guy
he's come
is
back.
suddenly
He's come
that guy
back.
suddenly becoming into that batsman who scored 60 odd runs against RCB for
Yeah,
KKR.
that was the only innings of note he had in that entire season last year.
Yeah,
But again,
that,
he's also coming off. He's also coming off runs. By the way, he has
oh
a
yes,
hundred. He has 50. He has a
yes,
couple of 50s. He has 100.
yes, yes,
And when it comes to the batting, obviously Conway is a big blow for at least the first half of the IPL. He's in there. I'm not sure whether they have named a replacement, but that means Rachin might open. There is every
yes,
chance that Rachin might open.
yes.
And we are all talking a lot about Daryl Mitchell. Let us not forget that Daryl Mitchell was barely used by Rajasthan Royals.
True.
So, so there are question marks whether the 14.5 crores that they spent on him will it be a good buy or will it be something like in the Ben Stokes
Too
category
much
where
game.
he's just not fired at all.
Right.
So while the team does look good on paper, I have a lot of questions. Like even Ajinkya Rane, he's been horrible.
He,
He's just had 150. That was in the
that was
final.
the final. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
it hurt us. It hurt us, the Vidarbhans.
oh
It
yeah,
hurt us
I
a
mean
lot.
I enjoyed it, but yeah, it is it is what it is.
That guy didn't do anything for the whole season and somehow managed to score a 50 in the final just to
Yeah,
save Mumbai from the
yeah.
blushing.
Coming to the positives, Ruturaj is in form. Shivam Dubey
Yes.
is in form and he's been playing for India quite often as well. So
Yes.
those are two positives that you can look at. And if Shivam Dubey continues to play the way he has been playing for India with both bat and ball, then there is a very realistic chance that he could find himself in contention for the
Yeah.
T20 squad.
Yeah.
In
The
contention, I'm not
15
saying
man.
he's going to. He's not. I'm not saying he's a certainty to be there, but he can stake a legitimate claim. It
Right.
depends on how well MS uses him. Also, we'll get to see a much more fitter, much more energetic MS. I mean, last year, of course, we knew that he was playing throughout the tournament with a knee ailment, so he wasn't 100% per se. Like
Right.
he was always playing painting to pain and all that stuff. So, and apart from that, yeah,
Moin is there.
I mean, if
Jadeja is
this
there.
team again, Moeen has availability issues because England play a T20 series versus Pakistan in May. So I'm not sure how
Right.
many players are going to stay and how many not.
Right.
So again, that's an issue. So they have a good squad.
Also,
If they do fire,
one more thing we are missing. Mustafizur just got injured 2 days back. Though he has
yeah. So
flown
that's
in,
again another injury. Yeah,
so again a question mark whether he'll be playing or not. But looking at his Instagram post, it was quite evident that he's okay and he's fit to go, ready to go. But we'll have to find out when they play the first game.
they have two of the best left-arm spinners in Jaddu and Santner.
Yes,
If MS finds a way to play both of them, they will for 8 overs they will literally choke your flow of runs. 8 overs by two spinners who are at the top of their respective games, man. Like
right.
it is absolutely insane. So there are a lot of decisions to take, and
Okay,
it is very
you know,
interesting to see what will be the composition of
right.
these overseas players.
Like before going to the difficult part of choosing the playing 11, let's go to some easier part. The four fixtures that they're gonna play, and what's gonna be the score for them like.
Yeah, they're going 3-1. They're going 3-1.
Oh,
They might
oh,
lose to the Titans, but I don't see them losing the rest because RCB have
wow.
not have not managed to beat Chennai in Chepauk throughout the IPL.
Right.
From the first season, right up
Right.
to from the first season, they have never managed to beat Chennai at Chepauk. So that's not happening tomorrow or day after,
I
whenever the IPL
I
starts.
I still feel they might lose to Hyderabad.
I'm not really sure. I think they might lose to Gujarat because Gujarat have beaten them in Chennai last season. I
Right.
guess I'm not sure, but
Right.
Gujarat tend to do better against Chennai. So I think they'll win three out of the four. But
Right.
won't be don't be surprised if they do go unbeaten in the first four
Right.
games also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Now comes the difficult part.
this is tough. This is very tough. Like I'm sure picking up the Mumbai lineup was also equally difficult. But
Exactly.
this is another task in itself too. So
No,
let's go with the
Delvin,
let
Delvin. But for the Mumbai lineup, we had given a disclaimer. These players are missing, so we are not selecting this lineup. Now, here the problem is for how many games are these players missing? Because there we know they are missing 4 or 5 games for sure. Like
see
Gerald,
for sure. For Devon Conway is missing the first half. That's for sure.
yes,
That's the
yes,
dead certain.
yeah,
I'm not sure how long is Mustafizur out for.
exactly,
The rest of the players are come back fit. Mukesh and Simranjeet are back fit. It's just
yes,
that they don't have any sort of match fitness behind them. So
agree,
it's an entirely different story. Being fit and being match fit are two different things. So that is what
right,
my concern is. They don't have
right,
match practice in them. So that won't be a problem. So let's just go and pick out the easy part. So the opening pair
right.
definitely with Conway's absence, it's definitely going to be Ruturaj and Rachin.
Rachan
That's
Ravindra,
that's your one and two. Now
right.
I'm not sure what are they going to plan in case of the number three position, whether they put Moin up there or
Or Ajinkya
what
Rahane,
exactly. Yeah, or Ajinkya Rane or what, I don't understand. Just for the sake of it, let's go Ajinkya Rane at three. Uh,
right.
let's go Moin Ali at four.
Four.
Then you
Shivam Dubey,
have Shivam Dubey at five. MS at six. Then you
Ravindra
have
Jadeja,
Jaddu at seven. Then you
yes.
have Mukesh.
Shardul Thakur,
Oh yeah, Shardul at eight. But yeah, Shardul at eight. Uh,
yes.
I'll go for Santner over Tikshana. I'll go for
Okay,
Santner over Tikshana.
okay,
Santner nine. Santner
right,
nine. Then you have your two domestic bowlers, whether it is Tushar Deshpande. Tushar Deshpande is for sure. Then
right,
the last spot is going to be a toss up between Simranjeet and Mukesh Chaudhary. So
right,
that's your 11.
right.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay,
think it was that difficult, but yeah. Keep an
we
eye
sub.
out. Keep an eye out for Samir Rizvi. By the way,
Yes,
great power hitter. One of the players who I want to see, and maybe perhaps Hunger Gaker also.
it might happen. If somehow Ajinkya manages to flop in the first few games, it would be easier to see Samir Rizvi or Hanga Gekar to move into the squad.
I think Rizvi is more likely because he's like for like. He's a pure batsman rather than someone like a Hunger Gaker who's an all rounder and who can. It's very difficult for Hunger Gaker to come in as an impact player because there are a lot of all rounders there. There's Shardul,
Yes.
there's Jads, then obviously there's Sant who can swing the bat too. So you and then of course there's Daryl Mitchell also. So yeah, I've kept Daryl Mitchell out of the 11, so you know how difficult this is.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And
It.
Daryl Mitchell can open too because he does
Yes.
open sometimes for New Zealand.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so
Uh,
so that's how
you,
difficult it is.
you know that is the best part about Chennai. You'd never know what they're gonna plan until it's the match day, and you see
Yeah,
the team sheet and you see the players walking onto the field. That's what
yeah.
Chennai Super Kings are all about. They are never predictable. They have always been unpredictable.
Like don't be surprised if three out of the four foreigners are New Zealanders. Don't be surprised at all.
The love for New Zealanders in Chennai has been going on since ages, ages.
Yeah. There is this
Okay,
weird fascination for Chennai with uncles and New Zealanders. Like 30 plus and New Zealander. Imagine they've appointed Katrina as a mascot who's 30 plus herself. So the
right,
the
right, right,
fascination goes deeper than just playing squad players.
right, right. Okay, guys, I guess that is the last team and the last video of the season preview. for each team that we have completed. I hope you have enjoyed till now, and will enjoy us in the coming days as well, as we go about the matches and all the plays and all the stuff that happens in the IPL. And do join us, subscribe us, like us, follow us, share us. कर दो यार, 500 तो करा दो before the end of
I
IPL
mean,
season.
the audacity of CSK to put pride of 2024. For that reason only, I want them to see. I want to see them finish dead last. Then let's see what. Then let's see what the pride is about.
Yeah, yeah. See, next year as it is, it's gonna be a mega auction.
I don't care.
Uh,
I don't care in the slightest. Watching
it's
Chennai
gonna
Super
disappoint.
Kings, watching Chennai Super Kings downfall in the IPL is what keeps me alive. Those 2 months. Okay.
Okay.
Imagine the disdain that I had that we weren't able to play Chennai in the final first, and then to add insult to injury, Chennai ended up winning the whole thing.
Okay.
Imagine the pain that I felt. I don't want
Okay.
that to happen this year. No, can't have it.
चलो, ठीक है भाई, guys. Bye bye. See ya. See you soon.